You're listening to IHC's Podcast.
Welcome to the IHC Podcast, where culture meets community. My name is Marissa, and I'm your host. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm from the Canancito Band of Navajos. I'm also the communications coordinator for the Indian Health Center of Santa Clara Valley, where we provide medical, dental, counseling, WIC, and prevention services to over 23,000 members, while specializing in the unique care needs of American Indians and Alaska Natives. And we're here today with Nicole.
Hi, Marissa. Thank you for having me. My name is Nicole Altamirano. I'm CEO of Silicon Valley Pride. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a proud brown Mexican Native American lesbian woman.
Thank you so much for stopping by. And this month is insane. San Jose, August is Pride Month. And so as CEO of Silicon Valley Pride, I'm pretty sure you're running around and doing many things.
Super, super busy, but I always want to make time. So super happy to be here.
I'm glad. And can you tell us a little bit about your role as the CEO of Silicon Valley Pride?
Sure, yeah. So I started with Silicon Valley Pride in 2016, and it was in response to a lot of what was happening politically then. And I started under the leadership of Thaddeus Campbell, who was then our CEO and president. And so under his leadership, I became Chief Operations Officer. I knew nothing about planning prides or setting up festivals. And I think I was suckered into the role because the Chief Operations Officer is like the heaviest one. You lay out the park, you assign vendors, and I didn't know what I was doing, but eventually I caught on. Year after year, it became more and more well attended. Our profit margins went way up as far as our operating budget for Pride. In 2019, Thaddeus passed away suddenly, and I stepped into the role as interim CEO. And in 2021, I became permanent CEO, and that's where my position has been held since. So I kind of overlook the entire festival. I manage our board of 7, including myself. And we put on the largest South Bay Pride in Silicon Valley. So, yeah.
I know. And I got to meet you during the pandemic. Yay!
Yes.
2020. The Hey Girl meeting.
Yes, Hey Girl. So, Hey Girl is a subcommittee of Silicon Valley Pride. It's a collaborative subcommittee. We work with other organizations, and we're really geared towards queer women and femme-identified individuals across the entire LGBTQ plus spectrum, including our non-binary and trans siblings.
Well, thank you so much. And so, as I said a little bit earlier, in San Jose, we celebrate Two-Spirit Pride Month in August, setting our city apart from other Pride celebrations that take place usually during the month of June. So this special time allows us to honor the unique cultural identity of Two-Spirit individuals and highlight our invaluable contribution to our community. So thank you so much. And can you start with a brief history of Silicon Valley Pride and its evolution over the years?
Absolutely. So Silicon Valley Pride started as a gay rights march in 1975. The next year, it became a parade and a festival and was known as San Jose Pride for the longest time. In 2014, San Jose Pride kind of went belly up. They were $70,000 in debt. Basically, the festival was going to be non-existent, and that's when Thaddeus stepped into his role as CEO. He is credited for bringing back Pride to the South Bay. So the parade had gone away for many years. Attendance had dwindled down to maybe 2,000 people over the course of the Sunday that we celebrated Pride. And we also used to celebrate it the second weekend in June. Well, in the Bay Area, we love Pride events. We're privileged enough to live in an area that celebrates us. And there was a lot of other Pride events going on in the month of June, and the decision was made to bring it to the month of August to allow other Prides the space that they need to have great attendance, and then also making Silicon Valley Pride stand alone. That's also when we changed our name in 2014 to Silicon Valley Pride to be more inclusive of the entire area because we were the largest. So starting in 2015, we had attendance of maybe 5,000. We're operating in debt. I came in and we had four board members. We had Thaddeus, myself, Robert Peabody, our Chief Financial Officer, and Saldi, who is our Chief Marketing Officer. And from that first year to now, we've quadrupled our attendance, quadrupled our revenue stream, and our operating budget. So we really brought back Silicon Valley Pride to the heart of downtown San Jose at Plaza de Cesar Chavez in 2017. And that's where we've hosted our festival since.
I heard there's rumors that this is about to be our 50th celebration, right?
Yes. So this year is our 49th celebration. So next year will be our 50th. And I am super excited about that. That's a huge milestone. And we're planning some great things for year 50.
Yeah. I volunteer a little bit with the Silicon Valley Pride organization. And so they were like, it's going to be our 50th next. Everybody's already excited.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this year's Pride hasn't even happened yet. So relax.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's more things to look forward to. And I can only imagine what it's going to turn out to be next year. Yeah. So what are some of the key events and initiatives planned for Silicon Valley Pride this year?
So I keep going back to Thaddeus because he's such a pivotal part of the history of Silicon Valley Pride and his vision for what Silicon Valley Pride was to be. We mentioned a little bit about Hey Girl. You've mentioned our Two-Spirit community. Thaddeus' vision was to not only diversify our name to be geographically inclusive, but also to diversify our organization. We've brought in a diversity officer under his tenure. We still have a diversity officer. We are reaching out to the Hey Girl community. You know, historically, prides have been geared towards the white, gay, cisgendered male. And Silicon Valley Pride is changing that game. So we this year we have week-long events every year. We start off Monday, August 19th. I want to say that's the 19th with the drag queen cook-off. Our city council, San Jose City Council, honors us with a flag raising and proclaiming it Silicon Valley Pride Month. On Tuesday, the 20th, August 21st, we have a Hey Girl Black and Pink party. Everybody should come out. It's going to be at the AC Hotel in Santa Clara. It's going to be a pool party / dance / we're going to have tarot card reader there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. And Thursday, we have a movie night at the Prune Yard Cinemas. And then we also are in that park. I forgot the name. It's right outside. It's on First Street, across the street from Makla.
It's the Pobladores.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have an event there. There's going to be a show there too on Thursday. And then Friday, we're going to the Continental Bar. We've contracted Good Vibes, which they are a promoter out of the East Bay. And they target a more melanated audience. So they are coming in to do our Friday night party. It's just, I mean, it's going to be a party. It's going to be at a bar. We're going to have some pole dancing. We're going to have a little go-go boys. And then on Saturday, we're going to kick off the festival at Saturday night's party from 6 to 10 in the park, Plaza de Cesar Chavez, 6 to 11. And we have Preciosa Nights, which is a promoter. They're two femme queer promoters out of LA, and they're coming down to host our main stage. So they bring a huge, diverse crowd. And then we're also partnering with Good Vibes again for our hip hop and R&B stage, our second stage that is located at the south end of the park. So we're definitely switching it up Saturday night, trying to find that little formula, bring in the youth that I think really need a safe space nowadays. Sunday, we kick off with our famous Silicon Valley Pride Parade. We march down Market. And then we host our festival where our headliner this year is Lisa. Yes, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear her. She's, got wonderful songs.
Yeah.
What do you believe has been like the most significant impact of Silicon Valley Pride on the local community?
I think being like a sister city to San Francisco, I think other cities, Bay Area cities, are often left in the shadows and their communities kind of go untapped or unnoticed because San Francisco is so huge. Silicon Valley Pride has worked hard over the last, I want to say, 7 to 8 years to bring that community back together, to organize year-round events where everybody feels welcome, where we offer diverse range of programming for all individuals in our community. And we continue to challenge ourselves to meet our diversity requirements, because our community is ever growing and ever changing. And we're not just, one skin tone. We're not just one nationality or orientation or ability. Like, we encompass everybody. So I think Silicon Valley Pride does an amazing job in doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I really like how even with Hey Girl, the subcommittee of Silicon Valley Pride, that you all embody that by the people that you bring in, the folks that you welcome. And I've never seen a closed door happen. Mm-hmm. It's always like, no, all are welcome. While Hey Girl is geared towards like some identified folks and trans, non-binary people, I've also never seen you close the door to, gay guys, no. Straight men, no. Yeah. It's just a beautiful community to see.
Yeah, and there's always room to grow. I always let people know, like, sometimes Hey Girl has, made a misstep or two where somebody reached out to me and said, hey, I didn't feel included here. Tell me how you didn't feel included. Let's make steps to be more inclusive. And so with that, we've brought in, just the programming we do, opening doors. Like, we want to make sure people realize that this is what we're geared for, but everybody's welcome. Yeah. So I'm glad that that's translated well.
Yeah, I see it. My partner in community, Juan, he goes to the events, and at first he was like, I don't know if I can go because it's Hey Girl and it's a pool party. I don't know. And so I brought him along just for the ride, and he was like, oh, okay, yay, I'm here. Nobody pushed me out the door.
Absolutely not. We're all inclusive, and Silicon Valley Pride prides itself on being a very inclusive organization.
I can definitely see that. And if you are ever out in community and you check out any of the Hey Girl events, Silicon Valley Pride events, I hope that you don't feel like you're excluded from the event. If anything, they go out of their way to make sure that you are included. And one of the things that Silicon Valley Pride is doing this year that I got to see as a part of the operations team for SV Pride is that they are including accessibility ramps and pads for folks who are differently abled and maybe have to use a wheelchair or another assisted mobility device. And so I thought that was really cool to see this year. I did see a little bit of it last year, but I'd like to hear that it's continuing to move forward and expand.
Yeah, and like I said, we've really tried, every year we tried to double down on what we did last year. We tried to improve and to keep growing. And, the accessibility portion is historically overlooked when it comes to, festivals and prides and, but we want to think about everybody in our community and make sure everybody feels welcome and has a space.
Mm-hmm. All right. So could you share a personal story about coming out as a lesbian and what that experience was like for you?
Sure. So I have, it's funny because growing up, I never thought anything was, I don't want to say different, but in, I guess, the lesbian realm. But my first, I remember kissing girls when I was little, 5 or 6. My first kiss was with a girl. I used to go to summer camps, and, when you have to take showers, all the other girls would be in their bathing suits, and me and another girl wouldn't be. And, things like that, I guess it should have given me context clues that maybe I'm leaning that way, but I never really thought about it. I thought, that's normal. Everybody kisses their friends and that stuff. But when I was a teenager in high school, I had one boyfriend, and he was a Jehovah's Witness, and we had broken up. And but I was very interested in the Bible. I became a Jehovah's Witness. My family is not a Jehovah's Witness. And I studied the Bible. I studied it in Hebrew and Greek, and I was very active. I mean, they loved me. I was very charismatic. I'd go out, how Jehovah's Witnesses knock on doors. That was me. And one of my Bible students, she was a little older than me. I remember feeling more drawn to her than in just a friend way. And that became my first girlfriend. And during our kind of closeted relationship being Jehovah's Witnesses, I, at one point, after, studying the Bible and knowing more about the Bible, I came to realize, wait a second, if I'm not myself, the teachings that I'm learning about aren't applicable. Like you're not really being true to the teachings that you're saying you believe in. And so I basically outed myself to the church. I told them, if sleeping with women means that I won't get into paradise or to eternity, then I don't feel like that's going to be paradise. And so they kicked me out of the religion, which I was okay with. And I remember as soon as I realized that there was those feelings, there was not one moment of shame. There was not 1 second of, ooh, I shouldn't be like this. It was always like, oh, that explains it, and just carried on with my day-to-day life. And like, so I really embraced it. Like, it really felt like, oh, this is home. This is exactly who I am. There was no kind of question about it. And I was 19 when I came out to my family. I was living with my then girlfriend, former Bible student. And I remember my dad telling me, because we had a twin size bed. And it was just us. So he was like, I know, Nicole. My mom, she didn't like my first girlfriend, and mamas know best. Looking back, like, okay, I can see why. But she too, like, it was never really, I didn't have that family that kind of shamed me. I had more of an accepting family. I think the most resistance I got was from one of my aunts telling me, but you're so pretty. It's like, I know. But, and then I just lived out. I lived free and out, and I embraced everything that I was. And, I know, other people don't have the privilege of a story like that. And so I realized the privilege that I hold, that I had the family that I had, and just the mindset that I had to truly accept who I was. And I think it's, even like it attests to like kind of where we live in the day and age that we live in. The Bay Area is, for the most part, really inclusive. So I didn't feel that struggle that a lot of individuals do.
So what are some challenges that Silicon Valley Pride has faced, and then how have you and your team overcome them?
So, Silicon Valley Pride is a volunteer-run organization. So we, as board members, do not get compensated. We do this solely out of the love for community, which, one, you have people that show up, that volunteer, like yourself and Juan, that are doing it for the benefit of the community. But that also means that we all kind of have our daytime jobs. And so the bandwidth, a lot, like this type of work, this activism, this community work, it's not meant to be sustained ongoing. And the reason why is because you experience burnout. And I think the challenge, not so much for specifically Silicon Valley Pride, but for community activists, for community organizers, is having that work-life balance. Over the past several years, we've, had some board members change, some, just this year that had to leave our organization, and, all of which is absolutely, you have to put yourself first, but then it's, figuring out, okay, where's the next steps? How are we going to fill these, these holes that these very important people left? And so it's challenges like that we face as an organization, but something that I'm super proud of us and our board of directors is we don't stop. Like, okay, this is what it is. We're going to keep moving. We're still going to have an amazing festival. We often, for the beginning years, struggled with funding, getting sponsors, but because San Jose Pride had been ran into the ground, sponsors didn't want to come out. We had to build those relationships and maintaining them, and then finding the next generation of individuals that want to step up and take over the organization. I am, I love Silicon Valley Pride. Hey Girl is my baby. Me and Liz Osborno created Hey Girl in 2018, and has since it's cultivated into what it is today. But we need fresh blood. We need the youth to come in and volunteer. So we're always looking for people that want to step up, take a leadership role. be on our board of directors to really give that perspective. Because I still listen to Tupac. So I can't be doing my main stage lineup based off what I like, but I want to hear from other community members. And so, the challenge is there that you're looking for those that can give up their time, that have the time to give, and that can do it in such a manner that, we're asking for you to volunteer. We're asking for you to give us your time for free. But there is a lot in Silicon Valley. There is a lot in San Jose of people like yourself that come out that solely do it because we care about the community.
And it's fun, honestly. If you're interested in volunteering, SB Pride is like one of like the funnest, most genuine, most loving communities you can be a part of. And it's so funny once you are a part of SB Pride, donating your time, volunteering at a certain event, you're gonna run into those people everywhere in San Jose or in the Bay Area, or more specifically at queer events. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but like, yeah, they're everywhere, and it feels nice because it's like everywhere you go, you have a friend or you have somebody that you recognize and that you can talk to, that you don't feel like you're by yourself or that you don't know anyone. So especially if you're new to the area and you want to volunteer, go for it. You will make a ton of friends, and they're not friends that are just like folks that are just passing by in your life. I feel like they are like. What is it called? It's not soulmates, but it's like somebody who's going to be there for a long time.
Yeah, a friend of substance.
Yes.
And we are still accepting volunteers for this year's festival. It could be a 2-hour shift. It could be a 4-hour shift. You could come hang out with us all day. We need you. Come out and volunteer. You can find us at svpride.com/volunteers, and you could sign up for a shift. And we feed you all really, really well. We have some really great sponsors this year that donated food.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And then if you are not able to make it to SB Pride this year, no worries. SB Pride, the organization as a whole, they do events throughout the year because Pride is not just one day or 2 days a year. It's every day of the year. If you are looking for folks to make friends, hang out, and also, donate your time to a good cause, I couldn't tell people any like more great things about you guys. It's just that it's just a beautiful community, and it's a part of the community that I feel like proud to be a member of.
Yeah, and we're proud to have you.
Yeah, my heart. So let's see. What advice would you give to someone who's considering coming out or in the process of coming out?
Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself and prioritize your safety. Not everybody has a coming out story like mine. Not everybody has the fortitude that I did, the comfortability that I did, or the family that I did. I have realized over the past, I'd say 2 years, now more so than I did then, the aspect of the community that is chosen family. When, because, I'm Mexican, we're a very tight-knit family, but realizing that the community can also be your chosen family, there's places out there that you'll be safe. There's people out there that love you just the way you are and that will welcome you with open arms. We really are an accepting community. And go at your own pace. Be kind, gentle to yourself. And even though people are allowed to react and feel how they want to feel about you coming out, or about you changing your identity, or about you, being coming out as non-binary, or that you are trans, they can think whatever they want to think. They are allowed to feel any way they're allowed to feel. What they're not allowed to do is put those feelings on you. So as best as you can, protect your peace, protect yourself, protect your mind and your heart to know that you're okay just being who you are. And don't allow that negativity to seep in you.
Yeah, and that reminds me of something my mom once told me a long time ago, many moons. And she was just like, whatever anyone else thinks about you is none of your business.
I like that.
And I was just like, but, and she's like, no, like, don't let whatever they're saying or whatever they think get into your head, because that's a them thought. That's not something that you are currently doing. You ultimately know the truth. So you're worth who you are.
Excellent. I love that. I love that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, I'm like, London.
You know what I think? I don't care. It's none of my business.
And so I really like those words too, especially because you mentioned the idea of chosen family. And then just a segue, IHC, we host a chosen family gathering. Our chosen family gathering is set for September 7th. It's our second annual. Last year was our first one ever. It's put on by IHC's Two Spirit group, which are the shirts that we're wearing today. I'm wearing my Two Spirit Pride shirt. This was our Pride shirt at IHC, or the SV Pride last year. And then this is our new one. So if you are looking into how you can get a t-shirt, the white ones are all spoken for, but the purple ones are the brand new ones for this year. And you can march in the SV Pride parade with us, with the IHC contingent, and you'll get a t-shirt.
Huh? I was lucky enough. I got a little pre-one, so come out. They're super cute.
I was like, I definitely have to give one to the CEO of SV Pride, of course.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. And what are your hopes and goals for the future of Silicon Valley Pride?
You know, for year 50, I have a goal, and I've been speaking this publicly because my team needs to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I keep telling them it's a requirement.
Mm-hmm.
Thaddeus's dream was to have a Ferris wheel at Silicon Valley Pride.
Mm-hmm.
Year 50, I have told my logistics team, I don't care what happens, we're going to have a Ferris wheel. I'm going to dedicate it to Thaddeus. Mm-hmm. So that's coming in year 50. I'm speaking it out there. I'm manifesting it as we meet. And, but, you know, on a larger scale, that we continue to grow, that we continue to get fresh blood in the organization, that we continue to diversify our event, and that as our community grows and changes, that we grow and change with it, that we're always considered a safe space, and that we can, you know, San Francisco hood. So, but you know, that we're a household name, that we're a pride that people want to attend, not only because it's a great gay festival, but because we're inclusive, because it's a safe space, because it speaks to people on a level that they need to feel included in community.
And I think you guys also really embody that because, you know, I don't know if any of the listeners have been to San Francisco Pride or Pride in another city, but you'll notice one key difference between the Pride that happens here in San Jose versus other cities is that, you know, you go to other places that maybe might have been established longer, who knows, but they start to have this like commercial feel. Yeah. It gives that feeling that, we're going to change our logo colors to the Pride colors for 1 month. And then as soon as that month's over, gays who? We don't know them.
Yeah.
And at those other Pride celebrations, like you see all these corporations, which is cool. Like they're marching, their folks are marching. But you don't see too many community-based organizations.
Yeah.
And so at San Jose or Silicon Valley's Pride, here in San Jose, you can really feel that communal vibe. There's, you know, San Jose State and all of their Pride contingent. They even have their band. Like you see people who are in need of this community, people who like genuinely like being a part of it. And then you'll see even like the subcommittee, the Hey Girl subcommittee, and like their beautiful float. I don't know what the theme is this year. And just for fun, last year's theme I think was Georgia Okie.
Oh, that was 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago. I don't know what
that was my favorite year. That was my favorite year. This year's theme for Silicon Valley Pride in general is Get Loud. Mm-hmm. So get loud to go out and vote. Get loud and stand up. Get loud and speak out. Get loud and protest. Get loud and stand up to your boss who might be doing some homophobic things. Stand up and get loud. So Hey Girls theme, we kick off the parade every year, is Get Loud. And we will be doing that through advocacy for protest, bringing it back to the roots of what Pride is. So you'll see it.
Yeah, the whole Pride is a riot.
Yeah.
It started as a riot. That's wonderful to hear. I'm excited to see what it's going to look like. But again, if you want that sense of community, come out to SV Pride this year, August 24th and 25th, and check out svpride.com to check out their full week-long event schedule. We'll also share it on our podcast video here if you're checking in via YouTube. So thank you so much, Nicole. I really appreciate the time that you took to like come and hang out and talk to us. So some upcoming events that we have are SV Pride for sure, August 24th and 25th. They're week-long calendar events that we'll have on screen here for you to see. You can also check out our events page, the link here, indianhealthcenter.org/events. One other event that we have coming up is the Chosen Family Gathering. It's our second annual. There will be cultural performances, a drag show, and other guest speakers, food and beverages provided. And that one is on September 7th from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. And thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. If you like our content, check out our social media. Our handle is @IHC and Jose. All right. Bye.
Bye.